This Sunday, the second Sunday in May, is Mother's Day. I'd like to begin my thoughts for Mother's Day with a quote from last Sunday's Gospel. Jesus said to his disciples, "A woman, when she is in travail, hath sorrow, because her hour is come. But as soon as she is delivered of the child, she remembereth no more the anguish for joy that the man is born into the world." Now, I'm a man, so I don't know anything about the pain a woman has to endure during childbirth. But I'm a father of 3 and have my own experiences and memories that I'd like to share with you. My wife's first pregnancy was a miscarriage. I won't describe it. I will just say that it happened at home and both my wife and I were shocked. It took us time to realize what had just happened and how to deal with it. And it also left a lasting mark on how we felt during all the subsequent pregnancies. When our first son was about to be born, we lived in a tiny apartment in Tartu, the second largest city in Estonia. We were 22-year-old students. We didn't have a car, nor did we have a telephone. So, at about 11 p.m., following a beautiful, warm August day, my wife said to me that it was about time. I took my bicycle and rode to the next payphone to call the ambulance. It came quickly, and just 15 hours later we had our baby. Or, to be precise, my wife did. At that time the fathers were not allowed to be there, nor even to touch and see the newborn until they were discharged from the hospital. The phone company got a lot of my money during those days. Our second child was a girl. When she was born, I was a country priest in a little parish about 25 kilometers or 15 miles from Tallinn, the capital of Estonia. We still didn't have a car, but we had a phone, and this time I was prepared to be with my wife because the times had changed and the fathers were allowed to be with their wives in the hospital during the childbirth. But it was a Sunday morning, and it happened to be Palm Sunday. I had to celebrate Mass. So I called the ambulance, and then we waited and waited. Yes, it was 25 kilometers or 15 miles from Tallinn, but almost 2 hours. In Estonian we call an ambulance kiirabi, which translated means fast help. And then it finally arrived. An old green van looking like it was used by the Red Army during the Second World War. I must admit that my heart was quite troubled when I saw my highly pregnant wife getting into this vehicle and leaving. But she survived and we got our baby girl. I saw her next day, and on Good Friday one of my friends drove us home through the blizzard. It took 15 years before we had our third child. Now we lived close to the 5th largest city in Estonia, about 6 kilometers or 4 miles outside of town. The pregnancy was complicated. My wife was hospitalized 5 times during the pregnancy, but I was able to be with her and see her every day. I was also with her when she thought that the time has come to deliver the baby. It wasn't. It was a week too early. And then I was there with her a week later when Again, at 11 p.m., the doctor told me that they would keep my wife, but suggested that I should go home because our child would not be born that day. At that time, we had a car. And not just a phone, but even mobile phones. So, as I was driving home, I suddenly got a phone call from my wife. "Come fast," she said to me. "I will give birth right away." I made a U-turn on red in the middle of the busiest intersection in the city and drove back. 10 minutes later, I had my third child in my arms. He was born through cesarean section. My wife was still on the operating table. It was midnight. A tired nurse gave me my baby and left. And there I was, hardly knowing what to do. But it was a heavenly experience. I can't say that I know what a woman has to endure to become a mother, or what a mother has to suffer to be a mother. But I think that I have at least a glimpse of understanding what that might mean, and this fills me with admiration and gratitude for all mothers, and for our God, who has created us in such a wonderful way. When Jesus uses this image, a woman when she is in travail has sorrow, because her hour is come, but as soon as she is delivered of the child, she remembereth no more the anguish, for joy that the man is born into the world. Then he shows us, firstly, that he knows and values what it means to be a mother. And secondly, how great and wonderful it is what he wants to give to us all. Nothing less than a new, perfect and eternal life. Dear friends, and especially you, dear mothers, I wish you a blessed Mother's Day. I wish you joy and love, the love of your loved ones and the love of God into all your days. May God bless you.